Well, we're in the shop. I got a couple chains here I gotta get sharpened and get trued up, so I'm gonna use my 2 grinders, and by the looks of it I might have to dress the wheel a little bit, so I'm gonna have to figure out where I left my stone for doing that. So I think this one here will work. So that's the stone that works for dressing. I dress the bottom flat so that it's flat with this rail. I run 60 degrees on my tilt, and then I run 25 degrees on my turn, and then I also tip 10 degrees back. So if you were to look at it from this way, and you can see, well, this grinder's got a mark here for the 10 degrees back, and then there's a line for basically on center, and then the other one would be 10 degrees forward, which when I come over and you look at my other grinder, which I have set up for one side, I am 10 degrees forward instead of back. So I got it, so I got 2 grinders set up so I don't have to change my settings. So I found that's what works best, is not having to change them. I mean, are these the best grinders out there? Probably not, but you know what? They work, so they work. They were cheap, so I bought 2. So I had one, got sick of always readjusting it, so I bought the second one. Well, I was in town the other day, and I thought of it. I'm like, hey, I need some more safety glasses for in the shop because I can't find mine that are always out here. Well, I no more and got some. I got this pair out. Well, now I found where they were. They were in a drawer of my toolbox, so I guess I didn't look hard enough to find them. So we're gonna basically find a link to start on, and then we are going to mark our tooth with a Sharpie. Yeah, I could find that odd gold colored link, start there, keep going around, but this will work. So I usually always bring it down, kind of get it relatively close to where the tooth is, and then I will tighten that up. But I think I'm going to true this wheel up a little bit first. Guess we need power. Grinder's probably going to work better now that I got power to it. Wow, look at that, works great. I'm just going to use this stone. I'm just going to use it to true up the bottom of the wheel. Got that trued up, and then basically I'm just going to bring it down. I'm just barely touching the tooth. I want to set the depth so that I don't go too far into it. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's nice and sharp. So we're just going to go through them. Going to touch them up a little bit. These aren't super bad, but they're dull, so they'll be good and sharp after this, and be all set for cutting. I know there's guys out there that say this isn't the right way to do it. They say a file's better. I don't know, files work, I can file, but this is faster. And that way I can get my custom grind in there. And I know there's a few people that have watched some of my videos and have tried it. And, you know, they say they like it. Whether it's their honest opinion, I mean, I guess that's up to them, but anybody that I've sharpened them this way for is amazed how they cut. I only had one guy that complained about how it cut once, and then I asked him if he took his rakers down, which he didn't. So after he put that chain back on his saw and took the rakers down, well, then it cut better. And I'm pretty sure that pretty soon it's looking like I'll be taking the rakers down on some of these. There we go. We're all the way back around to the first tooth. So that's one side of it. Then I usually always like to put it on my other grinder. I just hang it on the handle for now, which is kind of where I have the other ones hanging too. So then I'll bring the next one over and we'll find a tooth and do about the same thing as I did before, which this tooth is a little shorter, so we'll have to adjust it. And we'll have to see where it is, but my depth should be pretty close to the same because these are all the same chains, just that, you know, this one's been used more. So we're gonna put you on a time lapse so that way we're gonna pound through these. Well, I'm going to come over on this one now and do the opposite side. And this stone, it does work to kind of dress the wheel, but it does not work as good as this one. This has got diamond grit stones in it. So this seems to work the best for dressing the wheel, so I can true this up and get it cleaned up. Because what I've found is when your wheel starts getting that blackish color to it, it's glazing over, and it doesn't grind as well. It kind of rubs more, so which creates more heat. But I find I just dress it periodically. That way they're keeping it trued up. Eventually maybe I'll find some better wheels, or maybe I'll see if I can make myself some wheels and turn them into a CBN wheel. And if I do that, then I'll have a really fancy wheel for doing this. So we're gonna true this wheel up, and then we're gonna get it set, and then we're gonna start grinding on these. a lot of options out there for putting your chains in. I found these simple Plano boxes to work best. I mean, I can keep files in it, and I just throw a piece of cardboard in there. I got dull road on it, so when I got a chain that's dull, I just throw that in with the chains. So all I do is I just take my chain. So this is for a 24-inch bar. I grab both ends, and then I bring this up, and I bring that down, fold it like that, and all I do is I just drop the chain in there. Now, I've done that for quite a few times, and I find that, you know, it's really easy. So when you take the chain out of here, instead of letting it fall, you grab the end, and then usually you kind of undo the same way of what you put it together, and you have a chain that's untwisted. So you kind of get in that rhythm that you do it the same way every time. Usually it's pretty easy to get it untangled. And I just repeat it and do the same thing. And I just get all my chains put in there that are all nice and sharp. All set, ready to go for cutting. And then I just fold them up and I just stick them in here. So I usually keep a lot of my chains for one saw, one size bar in a box. So I actually, for my 24-inch, I do have two boxes. So I have one of chains I've used, and I have one that has 3 brand new chains in it that are all ready to go. So I'll have 6 chains tomorrow with me for my 24-inch bar, and I'll have 2 chains for my 28. I got one that's on it, one that's in the box, and then I got a handful of chains for my 36. So I'm sure that we should be able to make it through the day. Worst case scenario, if I run out of chains, well, I guess we gotta quit cutting. So laid out here in front of me is all my boxes that I have. So this is the one that I just sharpened. That's for my 24-inch bar. That's the one I usually keep my files in, because that's usually kind of how I tell. And then I have this one here, which is for my 24-inch bar. Yes, I was wrong. I only have 2 brand new chains. There were 3, but I think if I remember right, a while back I did a video where I took a brand new chain, did a comparison between stock cut and my cut. So that's probably why there's only 2 in here. So I have 2 brand new chains for my 24-inch bar, and then I have one for my 28-inch bar, and then that's where my 28s go. I mean, I could fill it up, put more of them in there. And then I also have one that I have for my Echo, which I just got 3 in here, one on the saw. And then I also have one for my top handle battery Husqvarna. So I got 2 spare chains in here for that, and the little scrunch I keep in that one, because occasionally that little scrunch is nice to have along. And then when I get to my 36-inch chains, I just use these plastic tubs. Yes, these are a royal pain in the butt to untangle. I have thought about getting some more Plano boxes for my 36-inch chains, so that way I don't have to untangle this gnarly knotted mess, which is exactly what that's going to turn into when I take it out of here. But I guess until then, I'm just going to use these. These are in the Master Force boxes that I use. Maybe one of these days I'll actually go through and I'll do a video of why I like them, why I use them, and the good things and the bad things that I found about using them. So, but that's how I keep my chains. I keep them organized, and usually I always take them with. And I guess in a video coming up here, I'll maybe do one. I'll kind of go through what I have in my 2 different boxes of what we carry along for tree jobs. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.